everybody and welcome to our kitchen. Today I'm going to make a nut-free bread. So if you like an easy way to make bread, please watch my video. Also, please subscribe to my channel, press the notification button and also share with all of your friends. And as usual, I have measured up what we need. So you will need 350 grams of white flour, 250 grams of brown flour, 100 grams of rye flour, 6 deciliters of water, half teaspoon of yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and also 1 teaspoon of honey. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put all the dry stuff into the bowl and just give it a little bit of a stir. This dough is going to be very wet and it's also going to rest for about 12 or 18 hours, and it's very easy to make because it's nut free. So then you just pour the teaspoon of honey into the water, just try to mix it, and also just put the water into the bowl. The water is cold, like this, and then just stir it, mix it well. So when you have mixed it, you just need to cover it with plastic. So I added a little bit more water because the dough is going to be a little bit more wet. So the texture of the dough is going to be like this. See? So just cover it with plastic and let it rest on the kitchen bench for 12 or 18 hours. So if you make the dough late in the afternoon, then you have fresh bread in the morning. So now, as you can see, I have covered the bowl with the dough with plastic. So now I'm just gonna let it stand here on the bench for 18 hours and rest. So now the dough has been resting for 18 hours. As you can see, it has gotten bigger, and so now I'm gonna remove the plastic. And I have taken a baking paper on the bench and filled it with some white flour. So the dough is now actually pretty loose, as you can see. So I'm just gonna pour it down on the bench. Just make sure that you get everything outside of the bowl. So like this. And then I'm gonna pour some more flour on the top here. So this is a kneadless free bread, so you're just gonna work it like this. Just wrap it 3-4 times, like this. One time, So just wrap it 3 or 4 times like this, so that the dough is getting a little bit faster or harder, or yeah. So when you have wrapped it sometime, then you can put it, I will show you, because it needs to rest a little bit more before you put it in the oven. So now I think it's ready to get poured in what it's gonna be in the oven with. So now I'm gonna pour the dough inside here, so it's gonna stay inside here and rest for about 2 hours. So I have covered it with a baking paper. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm just gonna take the dough like this and just, well, actually I have to make sure that it's not too big. So just one more wrapping. Wrap it like this, and so that this side comes on the bottom. So like this, and then I'm just gonna pour the dough inside here, like that. It's a really easy bread, so if you don't have much time for baking, or if you have a muscle disease or whatever, I absolutely recommend you to make this bread, because it's not hard and you don't use much energy. It just needs a lot of time for resting, and if you make the dough on the evening, then you can make fresh bread in the morning. Like this, and then I'm gonna cut the dough like this, and then I'm gonna put it aside and rest for another 2 hours. So totally resting time for this bread is 20 hours. So now the bread has been resting for another 2 hours. So meanwhile I have preheated the oven on 180 degrees. So when you pull off the plastic, just be careful so that it doesn't fall apart. So now it's ready to go inside the oven, 180 degrees for about 45 to 60 minutes. You just have to check it once in a while so it doesn't look burned. So it's on the bottom in the oven for 1 hour approximately, 180 degrees. So now the bread has been inside the oven for about 60 minutes and it's very hot, so it has to rest a little bit, and then you can try to cut it. But now it's a little bit too warm for cutting. Let me see. So if you want to, you can also put it inside the oven again for about 10 or 15 minutes on the other way, so then it gets a little bit more color underneath. So I've cut a few slices of the bread, and I'm going to cut one more so that you can hear and see how soft the bread is, and also how crispy the outside is. You can have a look. Very crispy, delicious, and it's the most easiest bread in the whole world. So if you like this bread, please subscribe on my channel, press the notification button, and also share with all of your friends. I hope you enjoyed my video, and stay tuned for more exciting videos from me. Have a nice day.